The Office of Student Wellness is housed within the New Hampshire Department of Education and is committed to the development of the whole child. We work in collaboration with local communities, school districts, and individuals to support students as they become productive members of society. Our vision is a system that creates optimal social, emotional, and educational outcomes for all children. We stress all children and youth from birth to age 24 and their families and at all levels of need. From those with relatively low risk who are thriving to those with the highest needs and risks. This module is a presentation of New Hampshire's approach to student wellness. During this module, we will discuss the concept of student wellness and the supports available from the Office of Student Wellness. We will also aim to identify opportunities to leverage this work to support students in your district and community. What is student wellness? Student wellness is the recognition that there are many factors that impact a student's academic attainment, an approach that focuses on supporting the whole child and supporting all children and their families universally, as well as those that have more intense needs. The dimensions that you see here include emotional, environmental, intellectual, social, personal, occupational, and physical, and as you can see, there's an overlap between them, so none are in isolation of the others. The Office of Student Wellness recognizes and supports that decisions about student wellness programs and services are made within local school districts, and the role of our office is to support districts in selecting and implementing such programs and services to meet the specific needs in their school community. We will now explore each dimension. Emotional wellness. Emotional wellness is defined as coping effectively with life and creating satisfying relationships. Students who are emotionally well exhibit a positive attitude and optimistic outlook toward life, high self-esteem and self-respect, a balance between emotional states, ability to recognize and cope with normal life changes, ability to participate in positive interpersonal relationships. A student who is not emotionally well can often be challenged to advocate for their ideas in the classroom, experience conflict with peers and teachers, and struggle with the typical developmental changes that occur during childhood and adolescence. The emotional wellness of students can be supported through the development of comprehensive school mental health system. The graphic on the right depicts the components of such a system, including screening and assessment, mental health consultation, workforce development, and systems integration. Comprehensive school mental health will be explored further in subsequent modules. Environmental wellness. Environmental wellness is defined as promoting safe and supportive environments in the home, school, and community that encourage well-being. Schools that are environmentally well exhibit shared norms, values, and expectations, a culture of respect, positive relationships between students, families, and educators, shared commitment to the operations of the school and the care of the physical environment. A school that is not environmentally well often experiences a lack of trust amongst community stakeholders and a decreased sense of ownership from students and staff. The environmental wellness of a school can be supported through an intentional focus on school culture and climate. The graphic on the right depicts the components of such a system, including a focus on engagement and relationships, the physical environment of the school, and a sense of safety in the environment. School culture and climate will be explored further in subsequent modules. Intellectual wellness. Intellectual wellness is defined as a person's ability to recognize their creative abilities and to find ways to expand their knowledge and skills. Students who are intellectually well exhibit good study skills and time management, ability to challenge themselves to consider divergent viewpoints, critical thinking skills, confidence in their own ideas, views, and opinions, ability to communicate clearly, creativity in problem solving. A student who is not intellectually well often struggles academically, is unable to advocate for themselves in group work, and is uncomfortable engaging in project-based learning. The intellectual wellness of a student can be supported through the use of Universal Design for Learning, or UDL, principles. The graphic on the right depicts the core components of UDL, including multiple means of engagement, multiple means of representation, and multiple means of action or expression. Occupational wellness. Occupational wellness is defined as a person's satisfaction and enrichment from their work. Students who are occupationally well exhibit enjoyment and fulfillment from work, balance between work and life, an understanding of personal learning style, ability to work independently and with others. A student who is not occupationally well can experience frustration during classwork and inability to fully engage in their own learning and engage in conflict in a group setting. The occupational wellness of a student can be supported through a focus on mindfulness in schools. The graphic on the right depicts the core components of mindfulness, including paying attention, being in the moment, and reacting non-judgmentally to your environment. Personal wellness. Personal wellness is defined as a person's sense of purpose and meaning in life. Students who are personally well exhibit a well-developed sense of purpose, ability to be reflective, a sense of right and wrong, ability to explain beliefs, and empathy. A student who is not personally well can struggle with interpersonal relationships, engage in risky behaviors, and be unable to engage in goal setting and planning for the future. The personal wellness of a student can be supported through a focus on youth engagement in schools. The graphic on the right depicts the levels of youth engagement, including informed dialogue, shared decision-making, and organizing, and governing. Youth engagement will be explored further in subsequent modules. Physical wellness. Physical wellness is defined as a person's ability to learn and model healthy practices and routines. Students who are physically well exhibit attentiveness and alertness, positive interpersonal relationships, increased participation. A student who is not physically well is often unable to focus on academics and is late to or absent from school. The physical wellness of a student can be supported through a focus on school nursing and school nutrition. Both of these disciplines support prevention of physical health problems, promotion of healthy routines and practices, and treatment or intervention in the case of illness. Social wellness. Social wellness is defined as developing a sense of connection, belonging, and a well-developed support system. Students who are socially well exhibit assertiveness, balance between social and personal time, self-confidence, ability to participate in positive interpersonal relationships, and an ability to work in a team. A student who is not socially well can be challenged to advocate for their ideas in the classroom, experience conflict with peers and teachers, and struggle with the typical developmental changes that occur during childhood and adolescence. The social wellness of a student can be supported through a focus on social and emotional learning, or SEL. The graphic on the right depicts the components of an SEL framework, including self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making. The Office of Student Wellness uses a comprehensive approach to support all student wellness initiatives. This approach is based on the Safe Schools Healthy Students Framework developed by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, or SAMHSA. The framework includes an intentional focus on strategic approaches, as you can see in the white circles. Strategic approaches are the strategies used to plan and implement programs and supports. A key to these strategic approaches are the ideas of collaboration and systemic change. Collaboration and partnership. Collaboration and partnerships among organizations, agencies, and child-serving systems are critical for supporting all students. Partnerships are based on a shared vision, resources, and goals or outcomes. Systemic change. Systemic change is a process of creating new structure for the whole system that affects all entities to achieve successful outcomes. This process requires all systems to create a common vision, as well as goals and objectives, and to collaboratively integrate these into everyday practices. Focus areas are the purple squares on the framework. The concept of student wellness can be broad and overwhelming. This framework prioritizes 5 key focus areas to help organize activities and initiatives. The 5 focus areas include promoting early childhood and social emotional development, promoting mental, emotional, and behavioral health, engagement of youth, families, and communities, prevention, and the creation of a multi-tiered system of support to create safe and violence-free schools. The guiding principles are at the roots in the purple ovals. Our guiding principles are the values that ensure long-term, positive outcomes for all students. Our guiding principles include cultural and linguistic competency and support for diversity, ensuring sustainability for all successful efforts, the use of evidence-based practices, and a commitment to keep the youth and family at the center of all decisions and planning. In addition to the Safe Schools Healthy Students Framework, the Office of Student Wellness believes that all student wellness initiatives must be delivered using the public health model, or a multi-tiered system of support. Districts must ask, what are we doing for all students? Then, what are we doing for those students who need a bit more through targeted interventions? They must also ask, what approaches need to be taken for students who need even more intensive support? This approach ensures that we are intentionally meeting the needs of all students and increases our chances of preventing problems in the future. We have all heard the proverb, "It takes a village to raise a child." The Office of Student Wellness believes that to be true. Therefore, we have joined over 50 partners from across the state to support the wellness of New Hampshire students. Through groups like the New Hampshire Student Wellness State Management Team, the Governor's Commission on Alcohol and Drug Abuse Prevention, Treatment, and Recovery, and the New Hampshire School Administrators Association, we are working to connect the dots, amongst other initiatives in New Hampshire that support student wellness. Through relationship building and communication, we are able to deliver better results for our communities. The Office of Student Wellness views itself as a technical assistance provider for any schools or communities interested in supporting the dimensions of student wellness. We provide support in a variety of ways, such as in-person trainings and conferences, a monthly newsletter with information and resources, the New Hampshire Student Wellness webinar series, online resources at nhstudentwellness.org, and comprehensive planning coaching. We also work to connect New Hampshire school districts with available funding streams at the state, regional, and national levels, including several of those represented here. We are often asked about the need for intentional focus on student wellness in schools, such as, Shouldn't schools just stick to academics? What we know is that childhood and adolescence is a time of incredible development and change. That when our students walk through the door each day, they are doing so not as clean slates, laser focused on math or language arts. They walk through the door as whole children whose experiences, relationships, and sense of self play a role in their ability to engage with the world around them. A systemic focus on student wellness can help to calm the noise of growing up. In fact, we know from the results of the New Hampshire Youth Risk Behavior Survey, many New Hampshire students are experiencing very difficult and challenging situations. And those experiences are impacting their ability to fully engage in the school setting. 30% report living with someone who has or had a problem with alcohol or drugs. 25% report going hungry at some point because there was not enough food at home. 9% report having at least one parent or other adult in jail or prison. 14% report hearing adults in their home slap, hit, kick, punch, or hurt each other. 15% report seriously considering attempting suicide. Does focusing on student wellness work? Since 2013, the Office of Student Wellness has been implementing the Safe Schools Healthy Students Framework to support all students at all levels of need in several pilot school districts across the state. In collaboration with their local community, these districts have implemented this approach with fidelity, and we are seeing very positive results. To date, we have seen a significant decrease in office discipline referrals, a significant increase in instructional time, and an improved sense of community and connectedness. So how do you start or improve your district's student wellness efforts? The Office of Student Wellness is excited to offer a toolkit to support student wellness through the implementation of a multi-tiered system of support for behavioral health and wellness, or MTSSB, in schools, in collaboration with the local community. This toolkit and supporting guidance, templates, and testimonials can be used by any New Hampshire school district or individual looking to create a comprehensive supportive school community that meets the needs of students at all levels. We encourage you to explore the first phase of the toolkit called Exploration. We also encourage you to reach out to our office with any questions you may have along the way. Congratulations on finding our website. We want to be sure that you are aware of all of the ways that you can connect with us. We are on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. We also have a listserv that you can sign up for on our contact page. Be sure to check out our mobile application for a complete listing of all New Hampshire student wellness trainings and professional development opportunities. Thank you for your commitment to student wellness in New Hampshire.